E aí, galera? Boa noite. Trago para vocês. Vamos fazer a missão Skirk. Que a gente não 7. Skirk. Bora lá sem ação. Bora. Tem que fazer da Mavu. Estrelas e a noite, cristalina. A corrente. A voz de pai monstro.
You feeling okay? We've been traveling all over lately, so maybe you've come down with something. That's it. We're getting Baiju to check you over.
Tá, né? Vai lá pra Liu. Bora. Quem sabe?
Oh. Baiju isn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
Eu, essa.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark circles around his eyes, like he hasn't slept a wink. And he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is he sick?
O viajante consegue ficar doente.
Very peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint. Come, let me take a look at you.
É a cobrinha.
Okay, Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain. Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but In this case, it likely means your situation is more complicated. Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall outside a doctor's realm of expertise.
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
Curses, dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily be a simple case of mental fatigue. Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can administer the right treatment.
There's method.
In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Ah, galera, qualquer coisa. Sei que em inglês tu tá lado, né?
Must be a rare condition
Se
and not
vocês
even
quiserem, eu
Baizhu
coloco em
and
japonês.
Changsheng have seen it
Provavelmente vai
before.
estar tudo do lado.
Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway. Just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed you'll be all better when you wake up.
Tava denso cobrindo o meu campo de... Fôlego com ela antes que eu... Perto por onde... Não for... Ixi, acertou ele. Saindo do fechado. Se... Voltando.
Rise and shine! Time to wake up! For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep did you some good. Feeling any better?
Dá uma olhada pra...
A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your... Nope, nothing there. Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite. So, if you had a nightmare, maybe all you need is something to cheer you up.
Ok. Provavelmente teve alguma coisa a ver com... né?
What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in a weird place. Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning. Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up! Or, wake you up first and then we can beat him up together.
É. Dois da Paimon, em vez de me der. E ainda me incomoda aquele. Algum canto. Algo me perfurou no mas quando eu acordei no. Cai naquela. A dor vaga. Bem fundo.
Something is missing.
Did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
A Skirk aí.
What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! Your child's master! Right! What are you doing here? The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that.
Verdade.
Child's been looking
Sumiu.
everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmin Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what is it that you saw? Tight-lipped,
Okay.
huh? I suppose that's fair. You, I'll take a glass of wine.
Hmm? Oh, of course. Coming right up. We make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink.
Você sabe da situação.
I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
Ah,
Neither of those things sound good.
Skirk parece saber algo. Considerando que eu já vi a força dela, tem certeza que ela pode fazer o que eu dela. Mas nesse ela tem a mão
Well, should we trust her?
que você.
She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out.
Pouco tempo.
Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring Paimon. Definitely something we should fix sooner rather than later. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do. Well, have you made up your mind?
Revi.
So that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
So, you couldn't disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Guili Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh, okay. Huh? She disappeared.
Wait, hold on. You overpaid. Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
Nossa, que legal.
You sure? I could have sworn there were only 2 of you at that table.
What?
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing things.
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress? She ordered a glass of wine!
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that settles your bill. Coming!
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all.
Deve ser uma habilidade
Even
dela.
Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for us was definitely real. Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps. But anyway, she told us to head to the Guili Plains, right? Let's not keep her waiting.
Vou cortar aqui e a gente vai agora rapidinho.
Whoa, what are all these rift hounds doing here? Huh, looks like they're collecting something. Let's go. Yeah, sharing my knowledge.
Laid bare.
Acabou. Rapidinho.
So, this is what they were collecting. It looks kind
Essas
of like...
mensagens de Deus.
Yeah. What is going on here?
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
Veloz, bicho.
Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you call god remains, and it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are traces left, but they're fading fast. What are you doing?
Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you were, real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Depois que você saiu do restaurante, eles agiram como se não estivesse lá.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that.
Ah, sabia.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it. Now, can we please get back on track?
Okay. Where were we? Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing? In our experience, god remains are 100% bad news. A lot of terrible things have happened because of them.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing, and it doesn't just disappear for no reason. The remains aren't just gone, they were taken.
Guarda minha alma.
Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot, so it went unnoticed. Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god remains buried in the desert went missing. Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
Wait, you mean... the stars?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but gradually evolve into a new
Que são as
constellation.
constelações dos.
Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely, and it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power they contain. Something has been leeching power from this world like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied with the remains of the dead. It wants you. This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, there's no telling
Ele ainda
how
pergunta
far
por
it
que
could go.
ele, né?
No one knows. All I know for certain is this. Getting back what you lost will not be easy. Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against it.
So you're gonna help us, right?
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true identity.
Well, great! You seem super strong and you know a lot about the Abyss, so Paimon will take it.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all.
Ok.
You would do well to remember that. Now, come along.
Muito legal essas fachaduras.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her. Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. What she does deserve is a super embarrassing nickname. Ah! Paimon's got it. Frosty the Lavender Melon! Anyway, the important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan she's got.
Bora.
Whoa! This place is way bigger than Paimon expected. Where are we?
This is where
Isn't
I
it?
live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here.
Parece algum lugar do abismo.
It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's real name! Yeah, Paimon remembers him mentioning something like that. So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snatcher for now, right?
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the Abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the Abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, we need to see what that space looks like without the fog. Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before?
Não que eu sei.
Okay. Do you plan to learn?
Vi que tem uma.
That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, What was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal. I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option. A little of
Ace.
this crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see, think, and feel. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating for you. With dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll take back what was stolen from you.
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding, like I said, getting your soul fragment back won't be easy. To play it safe, I need to give you some special training first.
Wait, you're gonna teach him some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our senior?
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills, and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might face. But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her. So, special training, huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you.
Nossa.
The last
Foi
time
boa.
something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right? Oh, feels like a
Foi.
lifetime ago.
Nossa, foi legal aquele treino.
Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet? Maybe we really will learn something here.
Ready?
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work, elemental abilities, and reasoning skills. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with the basics. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you'll have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
You bet! There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching... Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka... Yeah, we've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through. You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system to bring it all together. A style or school of fighting. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton. The foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where your strength comes from. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you'd end up bloated and unwieldy. You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences, and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only then will every strike you deliver make perfect sense.
Wait, is that it? Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened a tunnel to another...
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, Our sword styles are so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is pointless. There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework. That's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train until you're satisfied with yourself. Now focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
Oh, this is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
Go!
Eu tentei.
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
Water jet!
Qual que é o meu ataque? Cara, aumentou agora. Mas agora ela tem efeitos diferentes. Forte escondido na minha mente. Do lado. Tô vendo imagens dos amigos. Teivat. Os estilos e as técnicas de espadas que eu conheci.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Habilidade elemental.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon? Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind. This is the only path to true growth.
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
Veja. Ela dormindo.
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and fingers.
'Twas on a deserted, moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
Para golpe de uma espada assim, pessoalmente. Esse mesmo. Só consigo. Quarto golpe até usaria cada outra energia.
Looks like you've made some real progress. That concludes your training session.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
Se eu não me engano, quando você termina a missão do Skirk, você realmente ganha uns pontinhos a mais no seu personagem.
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yeah, meanwhile Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream, so I can get this investigation over and done with.
Interessante.
Sometimes, you have to practice a single movement 1,000,000, maybe 10,000,000 times, before the breakthrough moment comes. Nothing in the outside world can help you in this process. The most important thing is to remain patient.
Coloca o headset e deita. Que ruim, velho, deitar de headset. Ele tem que deitar no lado contrário, senão... Oi. Tá de novo por aqui. Aperta esse... Isso. Brilhamente sempre. Duas vias, talvez eu esteja na mente dela enquanto ela está explorando a minha. Esse for o mundo interior dela, é bem desolado. Vazio. Enquanto a Skirk tá na minha mente, eu tô na dela. Não entendi nada. Mas ok. Entendi um pouco, mas...
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
'Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man. I don't like going to his classes.
Skirk pequenininho.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there. But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
I went diving and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb though with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water at me. Oh, and today I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all the way to the stars.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Wait! Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
The stars shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars? Mountains as far as the eye can see? An endless snowy plain? Or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said? I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all. But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare
Why?
the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run!
Help!
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down.
Don't be scared. Ah!
This way!
We'll never make it!
Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Ela tá cheia dela.
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink, showed you the best our home has to offer, gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And this is how you treat us?
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be left alive.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround them.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat, let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads myself.
Vermelho.
Dad? Mom? Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot. Dad? Mom?
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone. Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive. My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can play. You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you!
Oh, you're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Da água.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so surreal, don't you think? No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your training. Paimon's gonna grab a bite.
Tô pronto.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And after that, you're free to challenge even higher dimensions. The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from a different source of power.
Fonte de poder diferente. Deve seguir.
Abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time.
Que acho que o poder que você usa parece ser Doctor.
A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you.
O poder do abismo não combina comigo. Eu consigo pegar o abismo.
So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear. Just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us if the situation gets tricky. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall.
Convertendo? Tá purificando?
So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Windblade! Windblade! Disappear!
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor. Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes. Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Go! Water jet! Go! Water jet! Water jet!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements at will.
Isso seria ótimo.
It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world. So be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
Deus como duro, como posso, como pode, como através de poderoso casual.
Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements.
Tempo se passou 2 anos.
Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage of your training.
Será que a gente vai entrar de novo no centro? Vai entrar de novo no centro. Trouxe aqui. Tem resposta. Criatura está. Que é isso? Por que está no mundo? Para onde está tentando?
What is the secret to power? Longing, hatred, self-preservation. No, it is fear. The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching your home burn. Fear of loneliness. Fear of death. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears that we surpassed first ourselves and then the rest of the world. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer. Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of bone. After all, bones can always be reset.
Demorou, hein?
Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger. I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh, and mend what is broken. Then take up your sword.
Yes, Master.
bom, mas... Tem tantas perguntas sobre o passado de Skirk, de onde ela vem e o que ela passou.
You're up! Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are. So, wanna head over now? Or did you wanna wait a little?
Era minha resposta, mas agora é vital completar. Terminar, falar com ela.
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block. Ready? Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable. Just like your sister. Oh, that reminds me. You still don't know what happened to her.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want. But only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation. How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me. But you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look alive. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Go! Water jet!
Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all comes down to focus.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
Né?
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in...
Dor, cansaço, frustração, demais. Dormir aqui.
Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach a point that you're satisfied with. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that, and sleep well knowing that you've earned it. Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes. One mistake, one moment of hesitation, and just like that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
Ganhei baúzinho. Ok. Eu dei pulo aqui, não sei porquê.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
Entendi. Mais discípulo. Olha só ela.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world? Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then, I can do anything.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past, and become someone stronger.
Run! Skirk! Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running,
and don't ever look back.
Let's see here.
Alice.
First things first, you need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead?
Então foi a Alice que fez a entrada dela nesse mundo.
As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you! Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in!
Eles são
Before
melhores
it gets
amigas
cold.
agora?
Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forgive the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
Comem, acabam.
So full.
Vai ficar redonda, velho.
Okay.
Ficar redondo.
It's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
Foi bem mais rápido do que esperava.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, Traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions.
Depois de passar no interior de Skirk dela. Tantas perguntas que eu poderia fazer, mas a mais importante é mesmo de...
Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
Então, não te contar antes, mas... Eu vi suas memórias. Surpresa, é.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
Só que as memórias postas, na verdade. Forçou pra mano. Pera, falando. Deixa eu ver lá. Foi tudo que vi. É que aquela criatura...
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret. No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways.
Quer dizer, você também.
No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second question.
Qual o seu objetivo?
To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose. Okay. You have one question remaining.
Ah, o objetivo de Skirk é derrotar o Cavaleiro Abominável. Posso perceber quais são as consequências correndo pelo assunto. Ela queira. Uma pergunta sobrando que eu deveria perguntar.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Well, your last question?
Sabe que Shai tá procurando você. Vai deixar ele te ver.
Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete blank canvas. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
É, viu? Ela faz pra você aqui. Eu ver. Bastante. O abuso. É que faz.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
Formar uma conexão. Quero desprezar. Essa é uma resposta direta se eu fazer minhas 3 perguntas. Ainda assim, e a voz.
Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
Ela chupando dedinho. Termina chupando o dedo. Pode isso.
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed?
Derivo do verdadeiro inimigo. Aqui, mano. Perto do abismo. Quer dizer, daquela porta para as minas, né? Bora lá.
Just follow me. I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. It will take us to where he's hiding.
near the chasm, right?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
Bora. Pulinho pra entrar, pra dar. Ou ter skill que ele. Nossa, eu vim com água. Sério isso? Errou, né? Ter vindo com... Ah, se bem com água tá bom, então.
Water jet!
Mine to wield.
Bombs away!
A muda de água dele vai muito rápido. Cada 2 hits já era.
Careful, don't get hit. You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
Hey, what are you two doing here? Dusty. I'm getting banged in the house. Let's press on.
Esse aqui.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
Nada exato, mas...
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Okay. Acho que vai pegar esse aqui.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
Ele.
There. I got it back.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Grayley Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal power. Whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon. Call it fate, if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost. I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar. It looks just like that narwhal's horn!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sortologi.
The Foul? Who dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Just a little longer. I'm still...
Look! It's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action.
O poder dela foi roubado. A névoa. Ele ainda não. A Skirk tá fraca, mais fraca que o normal. Vamos agora. Posso garantir a segurança dela ou de Paimon. Tomar arma. Aqui.
Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run! Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse! So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the...
Né, deixa eu terminar de falar. A gente saiu fora. Ah, ó a minha mãe aqui. Espera um pouquinho, galera.
We should be safe here, right?
Voltei, galera.
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master. Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us! We have to help you get it back!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where? Paimon gets the feeling.
Bora, but... Tenta na ordem aqui.
This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would... I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Huh. Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
Ah! You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke?
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Parece que sim, né?
No. Sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating Paimon and giving people weird nicknames. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so... What do you say? Friends?
Ugh. I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Ele tem teimosa. Vai descansar. Espera que ela...
Quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Certo, né? Elas mesmas.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night? The bed's all yours if you want it.
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short. No, I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
alguma coisa a ver com o passado dela. Certeza.
Morning! Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
Talvez não esteja.
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up. Be right back.
De novo? Vixe. Agora vai. O branco. Agora parece família. Penhasco, sabe?
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams. This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then. Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right? Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place? Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one. But as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Bora então. Preciso ir no banheiro antes. Parece.
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can, like meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away, indifferent as ever. Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
Now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why do you do that?
I have told you before, fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
Hoje isso.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sirology is terrifying. The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power to crush all things. Shall we keep going? Let's see. We're about halfway there. We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sirology.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master.
From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today. We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well... These are Skirk's happiest memories.
Que bonitinho.
What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child, always skipping school to go exploring instead. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea, the secrets beyond the stars, and that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end. It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet. Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her. Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening. Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet. Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped. No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in this moment.
Deve ser, ela é a criança.
Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
It's exactly what we need.
There you go.
Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
And do you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt.
Como tá indo aí, Kaleb? Tá indo bem, cara. Legal, mano. Essa história aqui dela tá bem interessante. Skirk.
And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go.
I
keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my
Ah,
memories
cadê
then?
a música, né? Eu acho que a música tava alta pra porra. Tô pensando aqui. E aí, vai ficar. Agora vai ficar. Ajudar. O bicho vai.
I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind.
Ixi, tá? Aí é somente o microfone. Boa configuração. Configuração de. Vou de fechar aqui, quer ver? Deixa eu mudar aqui. Ver como que fica aqui agora. Eu acho que aqui. Aqui fica muito ruim. E este deve... Não, será que é esse? Eu acho que é esse aqui que deve ficar um pouquinho melhor agora, mas não tenho certeza. Deixa eu ver. Não, tem que mudar isso aqui. Eu acho que é esse aqui, esse aqui. Tá. Beleza. E agora esse filtro aqui eu tenho que mudar também. Cadê? Aqui, esse aqui. Esse aqui eu coloco aqui. Eu acho que dá certo. Acredito que aqui dê certo. Não, é no 10 aqui. Tem que ficar no 10, se eu lembro. Alguma coisa assim. Eu acho que esse aqui é o 10. É alguma coisa assim. Acredito. Esses filtros aqui meu tá tudo meio desconfigurado porque nunca tem ninguém vendo, então eu não sei quando tá bom ou não. Mas acho que esse daí é o certo.
An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Parece que você vai ter trabalhão daqueles.
Yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that,
Mas ele pretende te enfrentar em batalha
I
dia.
know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions.
Espera aí, o Surtalord nem tá em Teyvat mais? Essa é uma informação interessante.
Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
Se ele realmente atacar dia, eu te ajudo.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
Porque se a gente quiser construir um mundo que nós dois queremos ver, todos têm que estar dispostos a lutar por ele. Se todos fizerem sua parte, podemos trazer o universo a um lugar mais tranquilo. Fazer do universo, né? Vamos ver se ela tem mais alguma coisa pra falar. Mulher de Skirk volta para o horizonte distante. Não há mais nada pra fazer aqui, está na hora de partir. Tá, bora então. Tá, mas a gente vai enfrentar o bicho agora, ou não?
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2
Lembrei
seconds
daquele
and then she
meme
comes back and finds you both unconscious?
do Skyrim. Oh, you finally awake.
You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Você parece mais forte do que
Only
nunca.
water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay.
Você se ligou,
Paimon
né?
feels like she's missing some important context.
You finally awake. Muito bom aquele meme, mano.
But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
Tá, e a gente vai enfrentar o boss agora,
It's
né?
about time we finished what we started.
Aí, pô. Finalmente não vai ficar pra próxima missão.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Vamos mostrar ele como é que se
This
faz.
time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before.
Mano,
The good news is,
o
we
Paimon
have
é o
no
que todo
reason
mundo
to pull
queria
our
ser,
punches
cara.
this time.
Só viajar e comer.
So, let's go.
Sem precisar fazer
Same
nada de
place as last
brigar, de coisa, tudo, nada, de boas, mano. Você só anda, conhece o lugar e come, velho. Come muito, mano. É o que todo mundo queria. É o sonho de vida de 100% da população. É de invejar. É exatamente, de invejar, mano. Eu devia ter trocado o alimento do meu viajante, devia, mas vou trocar? Não. Todos. Vamos sofrer um pouco. Dá nada não. É, nesses eventos você tem que jogar com ele, né? Na maioria dos...
Wait, isn't that
das
the form
coisas.
the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that too?
Se bem que eu acho que aqui a gente vai usar o nosso time pra enfrentar. Esse é o mestre da Skirk, né? Sim, ele tomou a forma do Cavaleiro Abominável.
So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
Realmente viajante contra espada, né, mano? Nossa, cansei de ver ele com aquela espadinha do início. É, ele...
Bombs away! Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Olha e bate o gelo.
Mine to wield.
É legal que depois desse treinamento com a Skirk, o ataque do viajante agora pega mais longe e dá um pouco mais de dano verdadeiro. Isso é uma coisa legal que eles colocaram na história. Depois você faz a missão da Skirk e aumenta o alcance do viajante e o dano verdadeiro dele.
Haven't had enough of my power.
Que legal, combou com o meu viajante com água.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Rapaz. Quem que é esse? Deve ser outro dos 5 pecadores?
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into
Ou é
me,
simplesmente o mestre
knowing
dela
that it would
mesmo?
destroy my shell from within. Such power, such keen battle instincts. So you must be.
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long
não é a
has it been away
Sertologi.
from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Pelo menos 300, né? Eu acredito.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I and
ele
Scoffnung,
era um dos caras
a
que
friend of
o
your master
cara treinou,
and one
mano.
of his followers.
Ah, velho. Sério?
This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago.
Mais que disser?
I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same.
Tá,
And he
então
could not
Sertalogi,
see
que
the
se tornou um dos
difference.
5 pecadores, era... Ele nasceu de um condenado. Uma condenada, entendi. Tá.
I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
Okay.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his. And at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar.
Ok.
After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you.
Eu não sei como você tem paciência pra entender a história do jogo. Só me importa dar tiro com a chasca, mais nada. Eu pulo tudo.
Your death was once what we worked
A
so
morte é fogo,
hard to
trabalhamos
prevent.
para prevenir, mas a
But the
imortalidade que você
immortality
enfrenta
now
agora é um
face
tipo
is
de
a different
dor
kind of
completamente
pain
diferente.
altogether.
Espera, ele tinha como quebrar a imortalidade que a deusa da morte colocou. A deusa do. Foi a deusa da morte, né? É. Que a deusa da morte colocou a pedido do usurpador lá?
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to
Caraca,
you
então
one
ele tinha um
day.
jeito de
And we
tentar
can
quebrar.
spar like we used to.
Será, mano?
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
É, porque a deusa fez isso justamente, né? Ele deu imortalidade pro corpo, mas não preparou, não deu energia mental pras pessoas, né? Pra que elas vivam até a mente delas quebrar e elas se transformarem naqueles monstros que são os Hiditures, né?
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Então o monstro que ele se transformou, por isso que ele tava buscando a Skirk. Ele tava instintivamente tentando achar ela por causa desse conselho do cara pra ele. Por isso que o monstro que ele virou tava procurando ela.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Interessante.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Esse Vendifonir talvez seja outro dos 5 pecadores que roubaram. Porque os 5 pecadores são os 5 caras que ferraram tudo, né? Eles roubaram poderes que estavam guardados lá no céu. E por isso que os deuses lá mandaram a maldição pra cima de todo mundo do reino deles. Por causa deles 5, né? Que foram lá e roubaram. Então o cara tem um dom da profecia. O cara roubou um poder do dom da profecia. Interessante. Um deles tem o dom da profecia. Esse daqui tem o dom do vazio. O outro tem o dom do tempo. Não, é o dom do tempo? O outro tem? Não lembro agora. Não tô lembrado agora de cabeça. Teria que ler de novo o negócio, os arquivos do jogo. A gente já sabe de 3 então.
Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving them.
Fora que tem as bruxas, né? As bruxas, elas saíram de Teyvat e buscaram poder em outros universos, né? São a Exazerkill, que são as 5 bruxas lá. Isso que é foda, né? Tem os 5 pecadores e as 5 bruxas, que foram todas as pessoas que saíram daí. Se bem que das 5 bruxas, só 2 são de Teyvat, se eu não me engano. As outras são de outros mundos que vieram para Teyvat depois. Tem até uma que fala que o mundo dela tem um trem que viaja nos mundos, né? Que possivelmente é o mundo do Honkai Star Rail lá. Ela deve ter vindo do Honkai Star Rail. Uma das bruxas, quase certeza. Ou não, né? Quem sabe eles não mudam no futuro.
All-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sotology. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
Mano. Eu tenho a maldição da imortalidade.
So,
É claro que ele ia
you use the
sobreviver.
curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made, but if you'll allow it,
Desculpa nada, mano. A gente vai meter a espada no seu. Que? Brincadeira, a gente desculpa. De boas. De boas. Não aconteceu nada.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
É, ele apanhou mesmo.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach.
Mas ter espadado só de leve pra você ficar manso. É, tomou umas espadadas só de leve pra ficar mansinho.
In the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
Essa imagem do abismo é muito da hora porque parece um buraco negro, né? A imagem do Void.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade.
Passa pichando nada.
It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the
Mas ele não
world.
morre, né, mano? Não adianta.
Joy of an artist uncovering
Ele é
a temple of wonders.
dos cara que foi amaldiçoado de Canreia. Eles só vão morrer quando a gente quebrar a maldição, derrotando ou quebrando a linha do Sustainer, né?
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy. And my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which,
Parecendo o Rex
all
Lapis,
can come to an
contrato
end,
pra fechar todos os
including,
contratos.
perhaps, his life.
É, possivelmente, porque ele também é um imortal, ele também pegou a maldição da vida eterna. Só que quanto mais forte a pessoa é, mais forte a maldição fica. Então talvez ele consiga quebrar a maldição desse cara, mas não consegue quebrar a dele. E é por isso que ele tá procurando alguém pra derrotar ele, porque ele precisa de alguém mais forte que ele pra quebrar a maldição e ele morrer. Talvez seja isso.
For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his call. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Are you okay?
Oh, ele não vai. Ué.
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist.
Aí o cara tem o poder do vazio e busca ficar forte, assim não dá. Né?
I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse. Now,
será que ele passou como quebrar a maldição da... A não ser que ela cele ele, né, também. Que daí ele vai ficar no estado catatônico, que nem fizemos com o outro lá. Sela ele e já era.
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for.
Lá, ela pode, mas não pela morte. Ela não pode destruir a maldição da vida eterna e matar ele.
It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces.
Ela vai separar a consciência dele, e daí o corpo dele vai ficar sem se mover e a consciência vai ficar presa também. Sem sentir nada. Ele vai ficar tipo num sono.
Your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before.
Ah, tá. E depois ela vai arrancar, mas ela não vai selar a consciência dele que nem a gente fez na outra vez lá. Ela vai deixar ela solta, porque daí o corpo dele vai ser destruído, mas a consciência continua porque ele é imortal. E por causa disso a consciência com o tempo vai gerar um corpo novo, né? Só que ele vai voltar a ser fraco que nem era antes. Não vai mais ser esse monstro que ele se tornou, né?
The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows?
Então ele vai voltar. Possivelmente ele vai voltar.
To witness your great battle with Sertologi.
Talvez como um aliado, já que não vai ter o poder corrompendo ele, corroendo a mente dele, né? Talvez ele lembre de coisas sobre carreira e pra ajudar a gente futuramente. Interessante.
If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here.
Entendi.
At least we don't have to make a mad.
Mulher de Skirk se volta para o horizonte distante. Não há mais nada para fazer aqui. Está na hora de partir. Não sair ainda? Por quê? Porque eu quero tirar uma foto. Não dá pra tirar foto aqui. Não. Não. Espera aí, dá sim. Espera aí. Eu tenho um aparelho fotográfico de bolso. Cadê? Aqui. Não dá! É bloqueado. Não. Sacanagem isso. Vamos sair então, foda-se. Sair. Maldição. Maldita Royalverse.
It's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome.
Eu nem suei.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger.
Fiquei, Paimon. Aumentou meus status de ataque, defesa, proficiência elemental em alguns pontos.
Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned. The ones that died out?
Melhore, vou melhorar, mano. Vou mandar uma carta pra mim e amanhã mesmo.
The power Skofnunger stole has been returned.
Reclamando isso daí.
So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
O status da Paimon aprimorado, o espaço de estômago dela foi aprimorado. Também teve isso daí. E ela consegue flutuar agora 15 centímetros a mais do chão. Por isso que ela tá um pouquinho mais alta.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars hanging in the meticulously planned sky,
Foda. 99999.
glittering with rotten light. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
Eu não vou falar que queria ver como é lá de cima, porque ele já viu, porque ele veio numa nave, ele ficou parado em volta do planeta por um tempo. Pô, como assim? Você não lembra? Não, viajante. É lindo, eu
Even the
concordo.
most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not.
Não. É.
Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and
Olha o
uncover our
prego.
true strength.
Prego da espinha do dragão.
Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One
Ah,
can
é
only
porque esse
wonder,
céu de
what
Teyvat
is
não é
it
de
going to
verdade, né?
take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Porque o céu de Teyvat, as estrelas que brilham ali são para alimentar as constelações de quem tem visão, né? Por isso que quem tem visão tem aquela constelação. Que a constelação é marcada no céu e dali o celestial gera um limite para a pessoa, né? Para a pessoa não passar daquele limite. A constelação serve para prender ali o limite de quanto poder a pessoa pode retirar. Para que não tenha ninguém mais forte que ele, né? Mais ou menos algo assim, pelo menos parece. Pelo menos é a minha teoria. A minha teoria é que as constelações servem para isso, para limitar as pessoas que têm visão.
Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness.
E agora que ela falou nessa missão que as constelações que estão lá em cima são as constelações são as constelações lá de cima representam as visões, né? Então eu acredito que seja isso. Só confirma mais forte ainda a minha teoria de que esse céu falso tá aí para limitar o poder da galera.
And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible.
Isso aí, pô. A gente já quebrou um pedaço do céu, né? Então,
now that my power is
bora
no
lá.
longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
Quando nos veremos
I
de novo?
suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely.
Skirk fica então nessa, né? De ser limitada. Então, ela tá aí. A constelação dela. Nossa! Ah, é um pássaro. Um negócio voando ali. A Skirk, ela entrou em Teyvat, mas ela tá escondida no vazio justamente para não ser pega pelo céu falso.
Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing
Ela foi
moments.
marcada, mas ainda não foi
More
pega
than
pelo céu
anything,
falso. Porque
I hope
ela,
that
depois,
at
quando
the
ela
end
percebeu
of
que foi
this journey,
marcada, ela saiu pro
wherever
vazio.
it takes us, we stand in a world reborn, one without war.
Não, o viajante tem também.
or
Só
forced
que
partings.
é que nem a Narida
One
falou,
where new
a
life
constelação
can
do
bloom,
viajante
even where there was once nothing but scorched
não
earth.
marca. Ela não. A gente não tem a marca nossa. Tanto que na Irmã Sul a gente também não. A gente não é afetado pelas mudanças da Irmã Sul. Lembra que ela fez a Arconte Dendro ser apagada da existência, a primeira Arconte, né? Ninguém mais lembra dela. Só que o viajante ainda lembra, porque ele não tá marcado.
For this, we must all work to become stronger.
O porquê ele não ficou marcado ainda não foi explicado. Claro, mestre.
If that's what you want to call me, I won't object. Goodbye.
Falou.
Bye!
E lá você vai ela pro
Is it
abismo
just
de novo.
Paimon? Or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant,
Ela
it's
já
about
quer
time you
comer, já.
returned the favor.
Já ficou com fome de novo. Sussurros entre estrelas e a noite. Nossa, ganhei uma guitarra o violão da Skirk. E eu vou tirar uma print aqui, já que não deu pra tirar foto lá, eu vou tirar aqui, foda-se. Pronto. Ah, café coquinho. Para com isso, velho. Só pensa em comer, né, mano? Ai, ai.
I'll protect us.
Nossa, a vida da minha galera tá baixa, hein? Beleza, fizemos a missão da Skirk. Gostei pra caramba. Achei que teve bastante coisa, bastante informação que dá pra ser processada ainda. Tem algumas coisas que a gente não entendeu muito bem. Eu tenho que dar uma olhada, rever, ver o que a galera das que faz aí as histórias, as coisas que vasculha, entendeu também para ver se está batendo o que eu pensei, o que eles pensaram, né? Porque às vezes passa um detalhe que eu não vi, ou às vezes tem algum detalhe que eu vi que eles não pegaram. Tenho que dar uma revisada aí, mas é bem interessante a história dela, jogou muita coisa de informação. Gostei bem, gostei pra caramba. Nerd demais, não gostei. E agora para finalizar, eu tenho certeza que vai vir um item perfeito para minha Skirk se eu farmar agora. Quer ver? Vai vir um item perfeito para ela. Eu vou farmar agora e vai vir um item perfeito para ela. Quer ver? Vou farmar um item e vai vir o top. Ah, é vento, né? Vento elétrico, beleza. Já sei como colocar aqui. Vai este.
Evil shall be dispersed.
Vai você.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
Bora. Não vai, esse jogo nos odeia. Que mentira, mano. Eu acabei de fazer a missão da Skirk. Vai vir um item, ó. Top.
Let's dance. This may hurt a little. Grow.
As you wish, mein Fräulein.
Odds revealed.
Lament! Worthless! Care! Worthless!
Toma, toma.
Worthless!
Toma. Ah, não. Vem aqui. Vem aqui. Para você. Nossa.
Prepare to die, fool!
Sério isso? Sério isso? Legal. Parabéns.
My royal decree. I'll protect us.
Useless!
Committed to memory.
O cara caiu em cima da raposa, velho. Vamos usar a resina pra vir 3. Veio 4 ainda, ó. Veio 4, que a chance é pouca. Veio um desse daqui. Ataque, def, ataque. Não veio bom. Vida, dano crítico, ataque, def. Tá, isso aqui dá pra ficar bom. Dá pra ficar bom se não procar em def. Recarga, taxa, proficiência e dano crítico. Caracoles, vou locar. E def, esse aqui não veio bom. Esse veio da hora, hein? Vamos upar ele pra ver? Ah, e eu tenho um item novo, né? Ó. Após concluir o rigoroso treinamento de Skirk, você compilou um resumo das experiências com ela. Ainda rende lições valiosas. Usar. Olha lá. Retrospectiva de treinamento. Guia de conflitos. Isso daqui dá mais uns pontinhos, se eu não me engano.
Something on your mind again?
Pro viajante. Tá, vamos... Deixa eu pegar aqui a Skirk. Cadê a Skirk? Aqui. Artefatos. Vamos pegar aqui o reloginho. Pum. Cadê aqui o locado aqui? Taxa crítica e dano crítico. Ó. Vamos lá. Fortalecer isso aqui pra ver. Recarga de energia ela não usa muito. Veio vida, ó. Vamos ver se vem uma coisa. Senão eu vou usar isso aqui. Dano crítico. Beleza. Não há consumíveis para serem usados. Ah, tá. Tem um monte aqui, pô. Como assim não tem consumíveis para ser usado? Olha, eu tenho toneladas de consumíveis aqui. Vida e dano crítico, tá? Pegar esses daqui que é tudo... Cadê as flores? Não, esse aqui eu ainda não dei uma olhada. Não vou sumir com eles, não. O que eu quero é esses daqui, ó. Deixa eu sumir com esses daqui, que eu sei que esses daqui já tá tudo ruim, porque eu já olhei tudo desses daqui. Não tem nenhum legal. Proficiência elemental, putz. Não tá vindo coisa legal, mano. Não veio, não vai vir coisa legal, infelizmente. Pelo visto. Não veio da hora não. Veio mais ou menos, Dá pra usar nela por agora, mas futuramente eu posso tirar isso aqui. Dá pra melhorar muito isso daqui. Isso aqui veio um dano crítico, né? Isso daqui tá interessante, Mas vai ficar bonito aqui as coisas dela, mano. Ela vai ficar legal. Ainda tá muito ruinzinha, mas ela vai ficar legal. A arma eu ainda tenho que refinar mais. Melhorar mais o nível dela aqui. Eu tô pegando o full ataque na arma. Mas é isso aí. Deixa eu pegar as coisas de hoje. 60 tirinhos, papá. 30 florzinha dela. Aí, eu acho que dá pra eu upar ela, hein? Acho que já dá até pra upar ela. Pra 60. Acender? Vamos ver. Dá pra acender. Beleza. Vamos já colocar em 60. Beleza. E daí eu preciso farmar flor e ficar matando boss lá ainda bastante. Material eu tenho. E engrenagem eu tenho de quilo. Eu só preciso farmar flor e matar o boss, que esse boss também é bem de boa de matar. Quantos tiros eu já tenho desse? 10. Olha, eu tenho 10. Vamos dar 10 tiros então pra finalizar a live desse daqui. Porque do mochileiro, o que vier tá no lucro, né? O mochileiro nunca tem nada bom. Então, o que vier de mais ou menos tá no lucro. Vamos pular. Veio uma Candace. Candace é legal. Veio duas ainda. Duas. Show. Nice. Bom. Depois eu coloco nelas lá. Os boninhos. Eu acho que a minha Xinyan, ela fechou C6 agora. Não lembro se ela tava C6 ou não. Acho que ela fechou C6 agora e... Minha Candace é C3? C3 eu acho. Mas é isso aí. Muito obrigado a todo mundo que acompanhou, todo mundo que participou, todo mundo que deixou o like, todo mundo que compartilhou. Eu vou ficando por aqui, espero que vocês tenham gostado do evento aí da Skirk, né? Gostado aí da história dela. Eu curti pra caramba. Eu vou ficando por aqui. Falou, Henry. Muito obrigado aí por ter participado. E até a próxima. Fui!